Good morning, everybody here on YouTube. How you guys been? Um, had a good weekend. Um, we had our contest in the KC Slammers throw on, and the wagon took best Mustang. Um, the wagon took best Mustang. The yellow Mazda RX2 and the Honda S2000 I built for Scaled World. Both of those took first and second in the tuner class. And then the Mopar wagon that I built out of the 65 Belvedere, it took best Mopar. Almost 500 models on the show. I got a couple good friends that attend the show. Jay, Jay Henning, that's in the comments. Usually he'll get on, and he gets on and leaves a few comments here and there. And Bill over at the Bobblehead Custom Rod Shop here on YouTube. He was there. It was great to spend the weekend with him. Ran into a few new friends, which was really, really good. Jason Getty and this young man named Andrew Graft. And guys, Andrew was 14 years old, and some of the models that he had brought this weekend were just amazing. And I gave a little insight on my build history with Andrew. He says he follows me on YouTube. He said he follows Scale World on Instagram, and that is great. Pete puts a lot of great pictures and stuff up of Scale World on Instagram. He said he follows George Vision 124 on Instagram. And Andrew has been getting a lot of inspiration from us to share on Instagram, Pinterest. What else did he say? Here on YouTube. I got to meet his father, believe it was his older brother, and Andrew. And for 14 years old, guys, you should have seen the detail this young man is putting into his interiors, his motors, his chassis, just the way he was building. And the young man chose to go into the adult class. The way the show is set up, you have a parent-child class, you have what's called a junior class, and then you have, and basically the juniors just all one group together. And then you got a teen class, and the teen class itself would be just all the teens together. There's really no different classes, you know. So Andrew put his bills into the adult class, and the kid did great. He did, he got best engine, and I'm talking like almost 500 models on the table. 80 different builders showed up to this show. Almost 500 models. And Andrew being 14 to take best motor out of some of the stuff that was there was just great. Really enjoyed the young man. What's up, D? Daniel's with us right now. For 14 years old, guys, I have pictures. I need to get some more information from Andrew, but we have pictures set up of some of his builds that will go to scaledworld.net. Andrew's not on Facebook, but we're going to get a feature set up for him on scaledworld.net. The same as Jason Getty. We already featured one of his trucks. The second truck is it took the snowplow truck, and the way he made it into just a regular pickup truck, and he put the Scottsdale image on it. It's very, very nice. Two great new friends I made. Did really good. While we was there, an older friend of mine, Fonzel, he had mentioned losing his inspiration. He's still building, but he can't seem to get stuff to collaborate, to come together. Too many ideas. You know, we got real life on the left side we have to deal with. We got the family stuff on the right side we got to deal with, and then our hobby gets pushed to the middle. And sometimes, you know, after a long day's work, or you know, happen to do stuff around the house or do stuff with the kids, because Fonzel's kids are in their teens now, so you know, you got football, you got wrestling, you know, so you know, lots of travel. Like my other friend David Matthews, he said the same thing. You know, I only got one car built this year with working so much. Dave runs his own moving company, and so we get to meet up once a year at the model show. He's very busy. He's local, but he's so busy. He you know, he never takes a day to himself, except like I did. You know, you go to the model show, and so some of these guys are talking about inspiration. You know, where do you get your inspiration from to build? And I told one, you know, I told him, you know, the way my work schedule is, and with my kids that go to school in the daytime, I'm off on the daytime, so usually I take that time to myself. I used to stay up really late at night. The wife didn't care for that. She didn't like going to bed alone, and you know, then I'm up all night down here making noise and whatnot. So I kind of once all the kids started going to school and get a regular schedule, now, you know, I get to build, you know, 3 or 4 days a week if I feel up to it. But some of those guys are talking about inspiration. And when, you know, you see when Andrew was talking about following us on Instagram and YouTube. I don't have an Instagram page, guys. I just do Facebook and YouTube. Used to do a couple other different sites. But inspiration would come from following each other, following what, you know, some of you guys do, and you know what you guys are into. Another way to get inspiration is from, you know, pictures. Like this right here. This is George's Diversified Custom show, you know, coming up. The theme is going to be luxury cars, and then the sub theme is going to be your rotary. So, you know, sometimes you'll know, okay, look, I got a show we're going to go to. It's in September 30th. You know what? I'm going to get my button gear, and I'm going to build me a VIP style luxury car. Or I'm going to get my button gear, and I got this Mazda kit. I got this motor. You know what? The theme is rotary. Well, you know what? I'm going to pull this out and build it. So that's one way to get inspiration. Taking note of the car shows in your area, you know, the model car contests that are coming in your area, local real car shows, like, I don't know if you guys will be able to see this or not, but magazines. You know, you got magazines and magazines and magazines. Let me pull some out real quick. You know, these are old school magazines. You can get inspiration from them. Now, I don't care for the ladies. I don't care for the ladies on them, but it seems like that's how they sell these magazines anymore. But back in the day, you know, I would open up magazines and, you know, a paint job. You know, I got a Nissan truck I want to build, or an S10. You know, you can get inspiration from the paint jobs, the way they did the walkthrough and made the interior, you know. Just, I wish we could get the magazines without all the female stuff in them, because it seems like sometimes it gets overran. But our late good friend Roger Chavez, he was building the crew cut. And here's some pictures of the interior of the crew cut. And this is how Roger, you know, rest in peace, my brother, but he used to use the magazines and pictures from the real car shows to get, you know, the layout to build it, you know, to do this. Wes Salazar and Bill Edmond, they both get to do more contests throughout the year than I do, and they get to do contests with Andrew and they'll admit it to, well, they'll admit it to you, but they'll tell you for 14 years old, Andrew is our future, and his inspiration comes from guys like us, and sometimes we run out of inspiration. So this is one way that, you know, I get my inspiration is through you know, pictures from the magazines. And here's, you know, look at all the different style of trucks. And with the Foose truck coming back out right now, Monogram has a 40 Ford out, you know, with the open doors. There's the 99 Chevrolet that Ole's has out right now for $8. There's the Square. You know, there's all kinds of inspiration just right here. So pick up magazines, regular magazines, lowrider magazines. Heck, you know, you never know. You know, right here, read you some stories on some paint. So inspiration ain't just from following other builders. I mean, it's in pictures and, you know, some stuff like that. Here's some more pictures of the crew cut that Roger had done. I believe the truck is still in the community, and I forgot who owns it right now. I want to say Mike Mathers has this right now, but I can't remember offhand. But you know, you got, it's just loads and loads. I would love to do this paint job right here. So you can already tell, you know, I've already taken pictures out of this magazine that I want to keep. On a model, one time I did a paint job on a silver King Cab, the one that comes with the water bike, and I did a kind of a flame job like this, and the judges at the show said it was sloppy, but I try to show them that, you know, here's what you call chicken scratch. You do the regular paint job, and then they come back in with the pinstriping brush, and they just hit the edges. That's not a solid. See if you guys can see that. See, it's not a solid edge. It's supposed to be, and in the painting industry, they call that either stitching or chicken scratch. And you guys have seen people do a two-tone, and then the black will just be the you know, all the way down to break up to be like the line. And I had taken this picture, you know, this is 2005. I had this picture to show them, you know, that it's chicken scratch, you know, and because a judge don't know, you know what I mean, and you get subjected to different treatments. You guys know I've been working on this right here. You know, here's my Mobius Ford pickup truck that I had lifted. A lot of people are slamming these, putting custom, you know, custom wheels in them. A lot of these are getting slammed to the ground. So I wanted to do something different. So, you know, here comes some of my inspiration. You know, this Ford Excursion. Seeing the way they're doing all the tubes and stuff in the chassis, you know, and, you know, you look. So you can get not only inspiration from us on online, you know, through say YouTube and Facebook, and I just wish we could get these magazines without the women, to be honest, because there's some great cars in here, and then it gets all. Now, I know some of you guys ain't into the mini trucks, but you know, there's some stuff I would love to have when I was younger. I'd love to have a little Mitsubishi King Cab and did something like this. You know, I had a Nissan hardbody. It was lowered. It was never on bags, but it was lowered. I had a camper shell. I had a big stereo in it, but nothing like these guys do. And see, this right here is a wicked paint job. You know, this is where some of my inspiration comes from, is the magazines from you guys. And like I said, there's all kinds of different outlets. Just don't hold yourself back. Give it a try. This right here would be an easy paint job. If you guys ever want to try to do something custom, here's the way I would do this paint job. First thing I would do, hey Jay, I was just talking about the show and about that young Andrew, that little 14-year-old kid, and how Fonzel and them were talking about losing inspiration. They needed help getting inspired to get projects done. So, you know, like I said, we have YouTube, you have Facebook. Some of you guys that travel, and not travel, but do Instagram and stuff like that, you know, local car shows, magazines. And something on, like on this paint job here, what I would do is I would paint the orange first. And then I'd lay out tape and I'd cut out the tape of the flame. And then what I would do is I'd put the tape of the flame on the car over the orange. And then I would do the white. And then I would take another piece of tape and go right through the middle of the flame. And then I would paint the top orange. And then I'd untape it all together. You know, that's an easy paint job to make a custom looking, you know, paint job. Then you got, you know, easy paint jobs like this right here, you know, just a quick little two-tone on this Ford F-150. And see, that's inspiration. You sit there and you're talking and you're looking and you're like, oh man, I ain't got no idea what color I want to paint this. You know, open up a book and start looking, you know. I just don't care for all the girls. This is what I want to see. This is the stuff I want to see. I want to open up the centerfold and see the way this guy has done a dash. You know, that's inspiration. And then, you know, all this. Now, could you imagine? Me and Steve are used to doing custom paint jobs. I know some of you guys don't do a whole lot of custom paint jobs. But look at this. This is an S10 with the newer front end put on it. And this right here is just sick. I wouldn't know how to attempt this paint job. And I've been into custom paint jobs, you know. It's just a lot of different. And like this right here, it'll show you on the interior, you know, inspiration for just the interiors and stuff can come from a magazine, not just for the outside. Or say you don't have no plans for anything, and you're looking for a new thing to build. Just you know, a new kit's coming out, so just Google, like when the Bronco was coming out. I got old school street custom magazines. You know, there's just magazines for days, and there's probably 300 magazines sitting behind me. So like when the new kits were coming out and I didn't know how I was going to build the Belvedere, I Googled. Just go to Google Images and I Googled 65 Plymouth Belvedere, and from there, you know, started showing pictures, started getting ideas, talking with George, talking with Nick Sandone, Clifton. You know, we all got our own different ideas, so we start talking, we start pitching ideas, and next thing you know, you see Clifton went old school, almost, you know, original. George put his flair in it, Nick Sandone put his flair in it, and I went with the wagon. Another thing that's great, say, you know, us lowrider guys that build the lowrider cars. Say you want to pop the trunk and you want to get your trunk detailed, but you don't know how to do your plumbing and everything. Right here, you know, pictures in the magazine will show you, you know, you got your dumps right here, you got your return valves, you know, you got your slow downs, that's right here's your actuators, your, you know, and then it shows how everything was wired and how everything is done. So man, it could just be, you know, different color springs depend upon your weight resistance. You know, you got your 2-ton, your 4-ton, you know, it just, magazines can be so inspirational, especially, you know, you're doing paint jobs and color schemes and, you know, stuff like that. Right here, just, you know, nice clean engine bay. You know, you want to get engine detail stuff. For, you know, for the rear end details, and then the trunk details. Like I built the Regal, and Chaz Customs has it now. I send it to him, and, you know, yeah, I braced the rear end and everything of that for him and all that, you know, just, you know, because of what you see out of the magazine. And then So a Suzuki Samurai or a Geo Tracker or something, you know, I would never know what to do with one. So say you got one, and then you draw blank, and then all of a sudden you open up a lowrider magazine, and someone's got one tricked out like this. You know, like there's your inspiration, and always challenge yourself. I mean, I seen the stuff that this young Andrew done this weekend, and I'm thinking, wow, man, he's 14 years old and he killed it. Um, he made us adults look like we were beginners. Another thing that's good for these old magazines, take this right here and you can photo reduce it down. You can photo reduce it down, and then right here's your magazines for the inside of your interior, you know. Bill needs inspiration on that Dodge Neon he picked up. Yeah, I kind of talked Bill into buying a Neon. But Bill, here's my Neon. My Neon's the purple colored one. But yeah, I mean, it's something that... There's just, you know, I got there's all different kinds of magazine. Here's a bicycle in this one. PT Cruiser on 20-inch golds. What year is this? This right here was December 3rd of 2001. I'm trying to see if there's any. Well, here's a little Honda Civic somebody done. And right here will give you inspiration. If you didn't know nothing about Honda motors, you know, pick up a magazine. Right here will show you, you know, how you can do some trick detail, you know, to it. So right here's an old Street Customs. I got so many magazines, guys. I have to go through them and actually pick and choose sometimes. So that too could be overwhelming. So you just got to limit yourself. And here's the August 2002 August anniversary. Like this right here, you know, you just look at that and you see all the different inspirations that we have out there, because yet there's no Thunderbird model, but we have the Monte Carlo, we have the green Mustang, you have a red Thunderbird, which is a model kit out there. There's just so many different ideas in this one picture, you know. And there's more pictures of the green Mustang. Sadly, this car here is no more. It's been all tore apart and damaged. This car here is no more. But in the day, that right there was, you know, top of the line when it came to sports cars and the lowrider scene, you know. Then you just got all kinds of different inspiration, different paint jobs, different way different stuff is set up. Like this, you know, right here's a wild, tricked out idea. If you had 2 or 3 S10s, you know, you can do this, you know. So that's where I get some of my ideas, some of my inspiration comes from magazines and, you know, stuff like that. And I find a lot of good inspiration. Really can't follow a whole lot on Facebook because you'll get overwhelmed. Tom Jackson had mentioned that too this week. He feels like he spends more time on Facebook looking at model groups than actually working on a model. And that is true. There's sometimes we can get overwhelmed. And my philosophy is, if I see enough content from you, or we're close enough to become friends, no matter what you post, I should be able to see it. And a lot of us get added to pages without ever even knowing. You just realize one day you got a news feed, and all suddenly you're in, you know, you're in a page. I'm into pages I've never ever posted on. I barely look at, but I have friends that post in them, so I get to see what my friends are building. Kobe from Kobe's I Am Custom Robinson from Facebook, he showed up this weekend, and I got to see all his builds in person. And I know he's one of the guys that I follow personally. And when he posts, like in the Chevy bow tie groups and stuff like that, I could see what he's doing. I don't need to be added to it. There's several different pages that I just got added to that I don't even contribute to. But then, once you see a picture or something in there, there's inspiration that comes from there. So usually what I do is I check my feed. I really don't go to each group anymore. I'm into so many. I post on my Mr. Mini Dreams page just to keep you guys updated what I'm doing. I really don't post much at all on my main page. And then I do this here YouTube thing, and I hope I keep you guys inspired. I show you guys inspiration to keep building, because this is a great community. There's a lot to be offered in this community. But I've been hit with the same before, losing the umph, the gas to keep going on. Man, I probably got 50 started projects that I just lost interest in for whatever reason. And then along came Pete Morales from Scaled World, and he's like, hey, I have a few rebuilders. Would you be interested in tackling them? And man, I jumped on them and loved them. Every one I've done for them has just been great. And I've enjoyed them so much that I started stocking back up on kits that I hadn't bought in years. I hadn't done tuners in years. I'd been doing lowriders. And, this is the first show I went to for the Heartland Slammers. I did not enter one lowrider, not even one. And almost every year, I would either have 20, 30, I would flood the lowrider class, just me, myself. And then you'd have Steve Bailey. The last couple years, Wes Salazar. He's been bringing some great lowriders. Bill Bobblehead that's in here. He's built some really nice stuff. And then, like I said, over the last couple years, I haven't built none. Bill hasn't built none. Wes didn't build any. I've opened up to go back into doing some tuners, and I really enjoyed the 2 weathered cars that I've done this year. Bobblehead, he ventured off into some customs and some street rods and some stuff like that he usually didn't build all the time. So it's great to see us older ones grow. But we all, even those who've been in the hobby, like me, I've been in the hobby since I was 5 years old, 37 years. And sometimes you just lose that ump. So you gotta, it's like we're starving for inspiration. So we have outlets like scaleworld.net. You can go see some builds there. That'll give you inspiration. You can go to your local model car contest, real car contest. You got Google Images. You got your Instagram. You got Facebook. You got us here at YouTube. There's tons and tons of outlets. So if you ever get to that brick wall and you can't go no further, back up for a minute. Redirect yourself and then go back to your project. It seems if I put this away, I won't get back to it for a while, So, you know what I mean? So that's why you gotta find stuff to keep you focused. You gotta surround yourself with the right people too that will keep you motivated and keep you encouraged or supportive into doing, staying building. But I guess I could show you guys some of the stuff I picked up at the show. I had to get this. I seen it, $3. Love these wheels. I've always bought these when AMT had them out, just for the wheel. So for $3, you know, I picked this up. You know, you can't beat that. I got a commission build. An elderly man and elderly woman have this original car, and they want me to build it for them. Yeah, thank you, Bill. What's up, George? So I got a commission bill to do for James and his wife. They have the original car, and this couple, they gotta be 70s or 80s years old, and they're just a fan of my work. And her husband has never placed in the show, but he always brings stuff. He builds the Hubley die-cast cars. You know, they're about 1/20th scale, but they're all pop metal. And hey, what's up, Guy? Thanks for coming over here and checking out my show. I'm doing really good, but been a busy couple weeks getting ready for a show, but show is done and passed. It's in the history books now. So now I can get back to attending the live show for the ISM, and I can get back to actually building. This right here is a commission build. In honor of Blair Plexure, he was a big influence and a good friend. I picked up these two parts kits, and when you go to open them up, there's really only enough parts for one truck, but there is two of these Woodies in here, and I plan on doing a Blair tribute. I think I'm going to chop this one. My idea was to chop the Woody, but make it a Suburban, make it a 4-door. Maybe even, now that I'm looking at, maybe even a 6-door. Make it really long and slam to the ground, you know. But I got these, guys. I got these for free. Jerry Mounds, a good guy I know. He gave me these because they're just a bunch of parts. He said make offer. It was the end of the show. He still had them on his table. He says, here, take these home. And a guy we call Plastic Phil had this. Now, Plastic Phil usually just has bad kits, mid-70s to early 60s. He usually don't have no new kits. Very seldom does he have kits in the box. Just the type of collections that Phil does are old. And he's like, do you like these style cars? And I was like, yeah. He goes, well, here you go. And I was like, what do you want for it? He goes, I can't do nothing with it. And he handed it to me. And me and Bill that's in the comments with us right now, we walked away from Plastic Phil's booth to notice there was one just the next booth over for $80. Now, he had $18 on this, but I got this one for a handshake, guys, and it is complete. I was floored. Yeah, Guy, I don't think they're going to be worth the shit, bud. You can already see them yellowing. So these right here are probably just a memorabilia thing at this point. But I'll probably build it a street car, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, like Guy was saying, these odor to me is they yellow, guys. And you can see like the decals, you know, they're talking about 1989. You can already see the decals yellowing. And what's funny is you won't see the yellow on these right here like you will the clear ones until you put your clear coat on, and then it's going to yellow all over. The reason why we can see it here is because that decal sheet there is white, you know. And then it's got the old booklets and the old templates. This right here would be pretty cool back in the day, because kits like that don't come like this no more, where they give you your whole color chart. You know? Yeah, Guy, love this car. I have one built. I just got this one. Let's see. And then Gee, I have this one, Gee. And it's still unbuilt. And then I wish they'd bring back the streetcar. Because I built this one several years ago. And this right here was the one that came with all the street interior. And it has the double fin. Thank you, Gee. And here's one thing that's frustrating. It doesn't come with the motor, but they always have this motor plate. So it's like, why wouldn't you just make? And here's the motor plate that goes in there. See? So why wouldn't you just? This is for the race car version. Why wouldn't you just go ahead and give us the top part so we could put a motor in here? So, one day I plan on putting a Kazi motor in one of these, Gee. Yeah, like Punch just said, in America they were Mercures. I always wanted to get one and put a 5.0 motor in it. But the one, we use so much harsh stuff on the roads. We use so much harsh materials on the roads during the winter time. They're all rust buckets. And, you know, so basically these are the same, kit-wise, these are the same cars. They just different decals. But still loved them, man. And they were rear-wheel drive. You remember back in '89, our Ford Tempos were front-wheel drive, and these Mercures were still rear-wheel drive. I've never seen Revell make this kit, Bill. Now, I have the Revell, I have a few different Revell Escorts. What else did I get? I got, oh yeah, I got 2 Holy Grails from my buddy James Thurston. And I've been after 66 Comets for a while. And they're not the best of shape, but they're complete enough where I could do something with them. Here's the worst one. But I've been after the Comet with the sideways tail lights, and AMT makes the up ones now, the 67s. But I've been after the 66s forever. And then they'll have the separate stacked headlights, and then has a bar through here and a grill. I got to rebuild a lot of stuff. And then here's the second one. And the second one's a little bit cleaner. I still got to try to get these lights out. I don't know if these lights are going to be stuck in there. Well, thanks, Gee. Yeah, and you guys, when I started this conversation today, we started talking about inspiration. And Gee Mac, that is in here commenting just now, I met Gee through the International Scale Modeler group page on Facebook. They have a web page, and they do a live show. ISM does a live show on Fridays. And Paul and them are great guys, and inspiration from guys like Gee, from the way they do their detailing and the scales and stuff that Gee and them build, are very inspirational to me, and so much so that I broke down and I built this snowbird from hanging out with them guys. This right here is the Revell Blackbird, and I did my own scheme on it, and I call it the Snowbird. I was still able to hinge the cockpits. They got detail in them like I'm used to doing in the cars, but this is coming from following people like Guy Mack, you know. Guy's a great guy. He's funny. He's funny. And it just, you know, before I don't think I would have attempted to do stuff like that without running into gentlemen like him. Here's the tank that I've built too. You know, I asked about doing armor. I'm not used to armor. I was, you know, I don't know how to weather all that well, so I was trying to learn and to do stuff. And hanging out with Guy and them over there at the ISM, and then they do a hangout every now and then. I was picking up tips from the great guys over there. And before, I wouldn't have known what to do or how to do anything like that. So much so, I just picked up this. Now this is huge. It's only a 170, that's 1/32nd scale. But look at the box, that's a 1/25th scale model. And I just picked this up. See what else do I got. And, you know, you guys would have talked to me a year and a half ago, I wouldn't have had none of this. But since hanging out with the gentleman over there at ISM, Guy and them, now I have this. I got this. I got this. This right here came from Bill. We did a trade, and I got this one from Bill. I got this from Bill. And I got this one here from Bill. But I just picked up the helicopter last week. I picked this up. This right here, I'm anxious to do this one. I'm really anxious to do this one. I just like the shape of it. I like the way that one bomb is sitting right there. And just something about this one. And it's a Mitsubishi. I'm going to do it a Japanese war style. It's going to be black and orange. And then I got this one. I really want to do this one. So I got this. And then, guys, I love this kit. And I picked this up. And this right here, my plan was, I don't know if I'll build this one. My plan is, what I keep seeing with this one is, there's a lot of, I joined a group on Facebook. It's called The Graveyard, and every Friday through Sunday they have an auction. This kit goes for like $60, and I won this on auction. A few weeks ago. This right here, I think I'm going to do a snowplow version, like a rescue version. I can see it being weathered orange and stuff like that. And I got a plow. I'm going to put a plow on the front. And so, I think this right here won't go military base. But hanging out with Guy and them, I've learned what paints to use. Well, shit, look, I got rid of all my Testors paint. And I've gotten all Vallejo. I got a big rack of Vallejo now. Because that's the paint that I choose to use to do my weathering and to do my detailing and stuff, you know. And this is just from following guys like Guy. Later, Guy. Have a great day, bud. I'll see you tomorrow. And then, you know, it's just, there's great outlets for inspiration. So basically, that's what my thing was today, is to talk to you guys about inspiration. You know what? Let's be honest. We ain't all going to get along. We don't all build at the same speed. We all don't build at the same style of but we can still gain inspiration from each other just by being a good community, being friendly with each other, to the most part. We ain't got to like everybody, but it helps if we all got along. We're going to have our differences, and that's why on the Mr. Mini Dreams page and on here, I don't get political, I don't get religion. I'm a Christian. I have my own beliefs. I'm not going to come to you guys and try to sell you on my beliefs. And I'm not going to say we can't be friends because you don't feel the same way I do. So I just leave all that stuff behind me. I'm here to promote the hobby. I'm here to try to help you guys. So that's where my inspiration comes from. That's a lot of stuff that, you know, that I go through, that I deal with when it comes to blocks and building blocks and stuff like that. So, guys, that's not a very long show today. Thank you guys all for joining me. We'll get some stuff planned for next week. Yeah, that's right, Randy. It's because I could still build it my way, but I'm still venturing away from, say, my street machine or lowrider or pro street. That is a good comment right there. I'm gonna go back and read some of your guys' comments right now. Let's see. We got Daniel with us. We got Ryan from See No Evil Builds. We got Jimmy. Good afternoon, Jimmy. We got Mr. Morales. Guys, don't forget, jump over to scaledworld.net. Check out the features that are on there. New ones each week, sometimes new ones each day, depending upon how busy the day is for Scaled World to get things up there. We've got pictures coming of some great builds from this past weekend show. There's also a lot of other participants sending pictures in from the show. So go over to scaledworld.net. Give them a look. You got Bill from Bobblehead. You got John from Canada's up in here. You got Mooger's Model. Hello, Mooger. Hope you got the carpet all up. You got Timothy, Model Car Works. Then you got Jay. Yeah, Jay, the contest was a blast. It was great hanging out with you again, buddy. I wish we could do it more than just once a year, but it was good that what little time we had. Yeah, Tim, just, you never know. It might not be your thing. Tim had made a comment. He's not really into lowered trucks and cars, but wouldn't mind trying it on a model. You never know. It might be a good outlet for you. Just, try something different. And then we got Steve Courtney. Guys, Steve Courtney is full of information. If you guys ain't subscribed to his YouTube channel yet, he's all the time doing some great videos on there. When he's into a serious build, he might disappear for a day or two, but that's the way most of us are when we get to concentrate. And Steve's got some background in real mini trucking, so he could be a good one to go ask questions to. You got Punch from Motorsports, Model Motorsports. Yeah, a lot of masking. Rattle Can Shenanigans. Hey guys, Rattle Can entered the Chevy Cheeseburger Top 10, and he did a really good job. If you guys hadn't seen that video yet of his build, go over there to Chevy Cheeseburger. Then Chevy will have a playlist of this month's top 10. You guys can go over there and see those videos, and you can see Rattle Can's build. Yeah, a lot easier said than done, right? A PT Cruiser build off. Ollie's is having Ollie's has some of the maroon snap togethers for $8. I don't have an Ollie's by me, but that sounds like that would be a fun build off. just to see the different creations you guys can do. Yeah. I just read the comments. Jay said they were rusty when they left the. Man, you guys sure do, and that's one thing that's great about you guys that attend my show and like to follow me. You guys all get along. There's some great side conversations going along in the comments, and that's that's really what I aim to do, is to keep you guys motivated to build. Hope I can help you guys grow in building, and then you guys build new friendships. So that's thank you guys for doing that for me. Yeah, Randy, Jose and I took a picture, and he was going to send you a picture of him and me. Yeah, I really, guys, Jose Delgado, this guy's from Puerto Rico. There's not many there's not many at our contest that can understand Jose. So I wouldn't say I was his translator, but I spend some time with Jose at the contest. I help him get about. Great builder. Jose usually builds custom stuff. He don't build a whole lot of anything in particular. He just builds whatever he feels like. And Jose is a great builder. But one thing Jose does is, for the last 5 years, Jose has won best display. This year his win was he took the AMT mummy car. And on the mummy car, he took part of a fish tank sculpture that goes into your fish tank. And then he took, the hand at the candy bowl where the candy is, you put the candy in a bowl, and then when you reach in there, it hits a sensor, then the hand comes up to grab you. He took that hand, and he put it on top of the statue, and the car was in the middle of it, and it was just awesome. And for 5 years, he's won best display of a model car kit. Randy, Jose is a very well-liked guy. He tells me he's going back to Puerto Rico in August, and he'll be there with his family until like December, and then he'll come back here in December. Yeah, but Jose is a great guy. Hard to understand if you guys ever try to talk to him personally, but I think what it is, his broken English mixed with his excitement. Not many can understand what he's saying, but I've known him, Jose, for many of years. A super great guy. Well, thank you, Randy. Yeah, he had mentioned you at the show, and he tells me he wanted a picture to send to you of me and him together. So I hope you get that picture soon. Great guy. Jose is a really great guy, and I'm gonna miss him. So I hope he has a safe travels, and I hope everything goes well with for Jose when he goes back to Puerto Rico. He is going there. He has some families that need some help, and he don't know if he might even come back at all. And I told Jose I surely will miss him. Really good guy, super friendly, and great modeler. We all enjoy him. I know Bill, Bobblehead Scale Rod Shop there, he enjoys him, because Jose is always building something. He built a school bus. He's built the Vampire. One year, you guys know that trashy kit from AMT. It's the Vampire surf rod, and it has a casket trailer. Jose built that one time and did a crazy little setup of it, and it's just, he's just a super awesome guy, and I'd hate to see him not be able to return to that show. Hello, Dustin. I'm about to kill this live feed, bud, and you just showed up. Man, I'm gonna have to talk to you about your priorities, buddy. Dustin from Hinterland, he's got a few great videos up. So go over there and, like, if you guys got any more free time today, check out some of the guys who commented in the post and see what they have going on. Randy, you're more than welcome if you do Facebook to join my Facebook page. There's a lot of stuff that goes on over there. There's a lot of stuff that goes on with that in my group too. And you're free to post anything you need, question, parts that you may need or something. Well, usually to flee the country, you need a passport. They're $340. You got to have your parents' consent because you're only 17. And then you have to wait 3 to 6 months for your passport to come here. And then once you get your passport, you're going to have to book your flight. Now, that's where it comes tricky. Do you want to flee the country in a straight fly, or do you want to do some layovers? Because you can get a cheaper plane ticket if, say, you fly to Minnesota and then fly to St. Louis and then fly to Kentucky and then fly to Texas. You know, you can do a bunch of layovers for like an $80 ticket. But if you want to just get the straight out of the country, you can go, you know, on Southwest Airlines to Florida and then get on a boat and swim to Puerto Rico, and, you know, you can get out of here pretty soon. But you're looking at 6 to 7 months, so the baby would already be here, so it'd be cheaper just to keep her. Hey, there's bad news everywhere you turn, JC. You're only 17. You're going to get lots of bad news coming through, so. Oh. Well, guys, that's it for today's show. Thanks, JC, for popping in and giving us a little wisecrack there at the end. You guys have a great day. Maybe it was one of them new push button cars, Punch. Maybe he didn't know what the R meant. We'll catch you guys later. Love your families, and stay in touch with your friends, because you never know when it might be the last time you get to talk to them. So you guys take it easy. We'll see you next week. Peace.